Hello, my name is Megan Kaun, and I am a Zhineng Qigong teacher and healer. This is class 10 of our Awakening Consciousness series. And if you are interested in more classes like this or other teaching videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and visit my website intothehum.com. So today I would like to go deeper into our practice of the N sound. So in class 9, I introduced this other way of entering into the pure consciousness state. We had been practicing saying the mantra Shen Ji to activate this energy point and palace in the center of our head, which is the seat of our consciousness. And in the last class, we used a new method, a simplified method that requires just saying the sound of the letter N. So the sound is not N, and the sound is more mm, mm. And as you practice saying it, you will notice, at least for me, it's sort of a hybrid between just a like a humming sound and actually imagining myself saying N. When we say the sound, we keep our mouths closed mostly, just gently closed, tongue is flat and relaxed, teeth are apart. And we are imagining the sound vibrating again, the center of our head, the Shenji Palace. We're imagining that vibration. Now, this method was actually introduced by Grandmaster Dr. Pong, so the person who created Zhineng Qigong, after he closed the medicineless hospital at the Huasha Center and went into retirement. So Dr. Pong is still alive. He's not openly, actively teaching, but he is in his retirement doing research, writing books, putting out further recommendations for all of the master teachers that he trained. And I trained under two of the master teachers that he trained in at the Huasha Center. And they both introduced me to this more recent practice of using the N sound to enter into a pure consciousness state. Now, if you prefer to say Shenji, that is fine. That is a perfectly wonderful way to enter into a pure consciousness state. For many people, including myself, the N sound is just a lot faster and easier. It is a one syllable vibrational energy. It has no meaning. There's no Chinese word or any other meanings associated with N. It is just the pure information of the vibration, and it can be very, very powerful. We can practice saying it at first loudly and quickly. So if you're having trouble, you're feeling fixated, have lots of thoughts in your head that you're having trouble disconnecting from, it can be very, very useful to say while focusing on the center of your head loudly and quickly. And as you practice this, it will become easier and easier for you to come back to yourself, come back to your observer, observing yourself by saying the N a little quieter, more gently, and eventually you don't have to make the sound at all. You can imagine yourself making the sound and enter into the pure consciousness state. For myself, in difficult situations, I do find it easier to verbally say N just at least once or twice if I'm in a very difficult situation. And the more and more I practice, the more it gets easier to snap back into who I truly am, back to my true self, back into my free and non-fixated state, back into the place where I can make decisions not based on fear. So today I have a huge treat for you all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the first 5 minutes of our practice um, showing a video, or not showing a video, playing audio of Dr. Pong saying the N sound. And there are longer audio clips of this available on YouTube. I'll put a link in the notes. So you can practice directly with Dr. Pong on saying the N sound. And I found this very useful because Dr. Pong, he is outside of space-time, which is where we go when we're practicing pure consciousness. And so to connect with the audio of his voice can be really powerful for students to receive nonverbal information that can help you go deeper into your practice. And it can just give you another idea of how the N sound is sounded. Now, you don't have to make it sound exactly like Dr. Pong. You have your own particular voice. And really, the way it sounds doesn't matter, right? Really, the sound is a tool. So the sound in and of itself, it doesn't mean anything, especially the sound N. It means nothing. It's a tool. And so we always need to be careful to not confuse the tool for where it's pointing. It's sort of like my finger. So my finger is pointing somewhere. If you fixate on my finger, you're not going to see where I'm pointing to. The finger itself, it doesn't mean anything. It's just pointing towards where I'm trying to show you where to go. So the N sound is like that. It's like it's a tool that's trying to open a door and show you a path through. And other people can point all day long, but it's up to you to walk through the door. So this practice always requires personal agency and personal choice. I can't make you go into a pure consciousness state. I can't make you heal. I can't make you relax. I can't make you do anything. I wouldn't want to, really. My job as a teacher is to point the way, to open it up. And so if you have the will and desire, and if it's your time to experience something, then you will. So, in addition to going deeper into our N sound practice, today in practice, I will also introduce a couple more methods, physical practice methods, to help further open up energy channels and remove and release blockages. So my advice would be just to follow along with my voice and open your eyes and watch if some of these practices are new to you. In short, we will be doing a practice called bow, body, arch, back, which is a more involved forward fold, basically. And that practice opens up, especially the back, our channel in the back. So our yang energy channel, and that really helps to open up blockages in the spine. When I started practicing it, I grew an inch. So it might help you grow, straighten up, allow energy to flow more freely through your back. And again, as always, this is a little bit more involved pose. So if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. And you can always revert back to the simple forward fold that we have been practicing if you don't want to do the additional movements. I will also lead you through a simple practice of push-pull, and that's very, very simple and gentle. It should not be a problem. But basically, push-pull is it's a new version almost of open-close, where we're pushing and pulling, opening and closing our shoulders and our arms both forward and back. Again, to align with the breath of the universe and to allow energy to merge and transform through our bodies and open up our energy channels, especially in the arms and in the shoulder areas. So let's begin with our practice. I'm going to put on the audio and we'll let that bring us into a pure consciousness state. So find your comfortable seat, feet on the ground, spine straight, chin tucked. Just breathe. Join Dr. Pong in dropping into pure consciousness. Noticing your observer, observing itself. Notice yourself dropping deeper and deeper into your state of pure consciousness. And receiving the information from Grandmaster Dr. Pong. And allowing this wisdom information to be received by every cell of your body. connecting with the wisdom and the teachings of Dr. Pong and all wisdom teachers and traditions, connecting with the collective consciousness field. And notice your breathing deepening as you connect deeper. Notice your spine straightening, your shoulders relaxing. Notice your body feeling more open and alive. You might notice the overall feeling of relaxation, saliva even forming more in your mouth, just a sign of chi flowing. You might notice your stomach making noises, burbling, relaxing. Again, all signs of flowing and happy chi. And you might notice none of this, and that is also perfect and wonderful. When we go deep into a pure consciousness state, we actually go beyond the senses, beyond the ability to feel and hear, and that's okay. The finest levels of energy. There's nothing and everything. It is empty and full. Mm. Our Mingjue, pure consciousness, merges with our head inner space. Shu. Head inner space is open and empty. Our Mingjue merges with the neck inner space. Shu. Our neck inner space is open, empty. Shu. Mingjue merges with the heart inner space. And the lungs and the breasts, the entire chest, shoulders, arms, and hands. Shu. Shu. Empty and open. Our Mingjue merges with the lower abdomen, all the organs, liver, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, pancreas, intestines. Shu. Shu. Empty and clear. Our Mingjue merges with the kidneys and the bladder, reproductive organs. Shu. Shu. Sending good information to all the organ systems. Organ systems working together and in harmony. Organs are exactly where they need to be and as they need to be. Everything is perfect, just as it is right now. Shu. Shu. All organ systems are smiling, sending an inner smile, sending howla. All is well. Shu. Our Mingjue merges down the legs, thighs, knees, calves, feet, ankles, toes. Shu. Shu. All open and empty. Mingjue merges with our spine, upper spine and middle spine and lower spine. Pure consciousness merging with the spine and the central nervous system, opening up all blockages, sending good information. Shu. Shu. All empty and open. Our Mingjue merges with our entire bodies, our entire chi bodies. Shu. Shu. Our energy bodies open and empty. And we notice our energy bodies expanding, expanding. Our boundaries are fuzzy. And we merge with each other. Our consciousness, pure consciousness, is merged together in this virtual classroom. And we connect with all the students and all the teachers, all the sages, all the good information of unconditional love, peace, happiness, gratitude. Shu. Saying with me, I am Mingjue love. I am Mingjue peace. I am Mingjue happiness. I am Mingjue gratitude. Shu. We harmonize together with this good information, the original good information of creation, harmonizing with our original blueprint, who we are, our highest healing potential, our highest wisdom potential. And we relax and surrender into this state, trusting this state, experiencing this state for ourselves, remembering we can come back to this state anytime, and we can use the N sound to come back right here again. Mm. Mm. When we invoke the end sound, we can come back to who we truly are, find our power, release ourselves from the blockages and bindings of fear. And we can reorient our actions and our words and our intentions back with our true self, back with the observer observing itself. And we can move and act and play from this place. And our physical practice today will be in that honor. To practice moving through life from Mingjue, from our pure consciousness. So with that intention in mind, I'll invite you to slowly stand up. Again, Mingjue, your pure consciousness, slowly opens its eyes and slowly stands up. Mingjue finds its perfect practice spot. Mingjue stands, feet together, tailbone tucked, chin tucked, spine straight, head stretching up to heavens, breathing. And we're going to practice push-pull. Push-pull is similar to open-close. It's just a little bit of a different movement. So we'll raise our hands up in front, flex the hands, and we're going to start moving our arms only, backwards and forwards. So the motion comes from the shoulder blades. So we press the hands forward from the palms, pressing, and then the hands raise a bit as the shoulders pull the arms back. So pressing the hands forward, pulling the arms back. It's okay if the arms, elbows bend a little, but in general, they're straight. And we're pressing the hands forward and then pulling the arms back. It's a little similar to our Chen Qi, where the movement comes from the shoulders. So our shoulders are not raising too much. They're staying in this circular movement. And we're pressing the hands forward and then pulling the shoulders back. So we're pushing from the palms and pulling from the shoulders. And breathing, always breathing, coming back to our Mingjue. Mingjue practices push-pull. Imagine making the movement from the place of Mingjue, of your pure consciousness. From the center of your head, the Zhineng Palace. You are moving as an extension of your pure consciousness. Just notice how it feels different to move with that intention. So we're pushing and then we're pulling in. Now there is an important energy point in the center of our hands. It's called Lao Gong. And it is directly connected with our hearts. So as we push forward and pull in, what we are doing is we're doing open and close with our hearts. So we're pushing and opening ourselves up to the energy of the universe, to Huanyan Qi. And we're bringing that energy into our bodies, through our hearts, through middle Dantien. So we're pushing, we're expanding, becoming one with the universe, and then we're pulling in. We're drawing all that goodness into our bodies, into our hearts. And this movement, like Chen Qi, is very useful for opening up the heart energy. And it's such a beautiful reminder of how close our hands and our hearts are tied, and that when we offer someone a hand, we are offering them our hearts. And so this little practice helps us be more open-hearted, more responsive to those around us in a reciprocal, equal giving and receiving way. It also helps us open up all of the meridians in our arms. So every meridian goes through the hands and the arms. And so when we push and pull, you'll feel that stretch in your arms, in your tendons. And so what we're doing is we're allowing an opening of all the energy meridians. So this helps the whole body and all the organ systems too. All right, now coming to a stop. And if you want, you can bring your arms down for a moment. That was a big exercise if you haven't done that before. And now we're going to practice that to the side. So it's the same, similar movement. We'll raise the hands up to the side. And again, flexing the hands. And we'll do something similar. So again, pulling in and pushing. Pulling in and pushing. And here you're going to see more movement in the elbows. We are almost like a bird flying. And again, the movement is coming from the shoulder blades. So trying not to raise the shoulders. Pulling in and pushing out. And this movement may be more subtle for you if you're still opening up the shoulder blades in this way, and that's beautiful. It's different every day. And again, pulling in and pushing out. Pulling in and pushing out. And again, it's like we're flying, and you can feel your entire upper back getting a massage. And you can go at your own pace on all of these. You can go faster or you can go much slower. Pushing and pull to the sides. All right, and now we're going to scoop chi, scooping energy up, scooping energy up, bringing the arms overhead, and we'll pour chi down, pouring energy down, bathing our bodies in pure energy. Beautiful. So now we'll practice bow, body, arch, back. So again, our feet are going to stay together, tailbone tucked, spine straight, chin tucked. And we're going to raise our arms up again, overhead, raising our arms up overhead. And we're going to bend the spine back, bow the body back, arch the body back. And then we're going to bend forward, keeping the arms next to the ears. So we're going to start bending forward, tucking the chin, vertebrae by vertebrae, bending forward. And I'm going to move my camera so you can see me down here. So bending forward, arms next to the ears, chin tucked, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, when you get to the bottom, you might choose, as I have, to put a prop underneath you. You don't need a prop, but it's nice to be able to touch the floor if you can't reach it on your own. So the movement is like this. Oh, and I'm actually going to move this a little more up so you can see my back. So in many yoga classes, we're taught to have a straight back. Do not do that here. So here, you have a rounded back. And our objective is to open up our back, and especially our Mingman Inner Palace, which, as you remember, is right back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward, rounding the back, and we're going to have face moving towards the knees. So chin towards the knees, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Again, rounding the back, face toward the knees. Now we go 45 degrees toward the left. And I'll put this down a little bit so you can see me. 45 degrees to the left. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go 45 degrees to the right. Again, back rounded, forehead to the knees. 1, 2, 3. We come back to center, bring the hands to behind the legs. If you can pinch your ankles, but not necessary. If your hands are up here, that's fine. And then again, forehead to the knees. 1, rounding the back. 2, 3. And then we will bring our hands, arms next to the ears, and again come up from the tailbone, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up, all the way to the top. And then again, we'll arch the back, take a breath, and we're going to do this one more time together. And again, follow me if you need to the first few times. So you arch your back, arms next to the ears, tucking the chin, coming down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, arms next to the ears. You get down, your hands are on the floor or on a prop. And then forehead to the knees. 1, 2, 3. Back rounded. 45 degrees to the left. Forehead to the knees. 1, 2, 3. Going towards the right 45 degrees. Forehead to the knees. 1, 2, 3. Back to center, arms around, scooping chi, touching the ankles if you can. Again, forehead to the knees. 1, 2, 3. And then arms back next to the ears, coming back up from the tailbone, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up to the top. Hands overhead, arching back. And then we'll just pour chi down, pouring chi down the head, neck, chest, and down the body. Nice job, everyone. That is a very, very powerful practice. And it's a little complicated at first, but once you get it, you'll get it. And again, it's very good at opening up the spinal energy, and you might grow an inch if you practice that. Again, I did. All right, now we're going to end the practice with a couple moves that will help our lower Dantien open up. So we're going to do hip rotations, which is something we've done many times. So stepping on chi, feet shoulder width, arms at the waist, bending the knees, and we'll just do a few hip rotations, 9 each direction. So forward, left, back, right, guided by the tailbone. And you can do these at your own pace. I'll just count 9. Just to open up lower Dantien. We've just done a ton to open up the major meridians and energy lines in our body. These exercises we've done today are really leveling up our practice. And after 9 weeks, 10 weeks, we're ready for it. That's where we're at. So just coming back to ourselves, using the end sound. Just remembering who we are, moving from the place of who we are, moving from our Mingjue. Mingjue does hip rotations. Notice yourself breathing. Notice yourself relaxing. Couple more. Just a gentle movement. Tailbone drawing a circle on the floor. All right, and coming to a stationary position and going the other way. Forward, left, back, and left. Forward, right, back, and left. Just noticing, not judging. You're moving in exactly the way that you need to move right now. Isolating the movement to the hips. You know, most of what is going on in all of our lives in any moment is a transition. Beginnings and endings, they happen, but they're not as common. They don't take as long as these long transition periods, these long periods of growth and change. And while we're in a transition period, things, by definition, don't feel very stable. They might not be the way we like them. They're not complete. And we can feel that. We can feel that state of not completeness, not quite rightness. And we can judge that. And then we can worry and we can think there's something wrong with us, and we can go and get whatever judgment that turns into a diagnosis, and things can get very complicated. But what if we just assumed that in every moment, how things were was exactly the way it needed to be right then? That it wasn't an ending, that it was just part of the process, part of the transformation, part of the change. If you're walking upstairs to get to the 10th floor and you're in the middle of a stairwell between floors 3 and 4, you might not really love it there. It might not feel great, but you can tell that you're on your way somewhere. You're on your way to where you want to get. You're on the way to the roof, the top of the floor, 10th floor. So just try to keep that perspective. Try to see where you're at, even if there's pain or lack of mobility or whatever anxiety going on. Try to see that as part of the process, as opposed to something to worry about and to fix. Okay, that was probably more than 9. We can stop. And we'll just do some forward and back with the tailbone. Forward and back. Forward and back. And we'll just come up, shake out a little bit. And then I'd like to bring us into a brief standing meditation to close. So again, feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, and we'll raise the hands up, hands holding a chi ball, tailbone tucked, spine straight, chin tucked. And your hands can actually be anywhere between the navel area and the shoulders. So I like to put my hands around the navel area. That feels good to me, but if there's a different place that you'd like to place your hands, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to practice our stationary standing meditation, which helps to charge up our battery, the lower Dantien. This is us charging ourselves on our battery charging station. And so you can close your eyes if you've got the posture correct. Coming back to your Mingjue state. And you can bring in, if you wish, throat breathing. So throat breathing, as a reminder, is the back of your throat, behind your nose and mouth. You open the back of your throat. And breathing in, imagining a connection between the back of your throat and your lower Dantien behind the navel, your Mingman Inner Palace towards your lower back. So just breathing in with this large open back of the throat. Throat breathing is very simple, but very profound. It's very powerful for helping to draw energy from Zhineng Palace at the center of your head down to your Mingman Inner Palace. And I'll invite you to bring your conscious awareness into Mingman Inner Palace behind the navel. And breathe into Mingman Inner Palace behind the navel within lower Dantien. Relaxing the hands, relaxing the arms, allowing your arms to just rest on chi, as if there's a cloud of chi underneath your arms supporting them. Find your ease in this posture. And when you breathe in, if you wish, you can gently pull up the perineum, Hui Yin, and you can gently bring in your navel, Du Qi. You can gently squeeze them in, very gently. It's a subtle movement. So breathing in, squeezing in Hui Yin and Du Qi, and breathing out, relaxing. So what we're doing is collecting energy from the earth through Hui Yin, collecting energy from Du Qi, which brings in energy from our food and our environment. And we're collecting energy from the universe, the Huanyan Qi. And this energy is being refined. So we're refining the energy in our palaces, Zhineng Palace. We're bringing in the energy into Mingman Inner Palace, in the belly. And when our consciousness, our Mingjue, is also focused in lower Dantien, in Mingman Inner Palace, then that energy is able to get refined even further. And this energy can therefore be a part of our innate qi. Now, many Qigong practices teach that you are born with innate qi, you're born with only a certain amount, and that's all you ever get. But that is not the teaching of Zhineng Qigong. Dr. Pong teaches that when we do these practices in full consciousness, that we do add energy to our innate qi. And that means that in some ways, we are able to change our fate. So just breathing and pondering that mystery and the mysteries of life. Things are not always as they seem. And in truth, the more that we know, we realize that there's more that we don't know. And it is in that I don't know state that we find our true wisdom. So together here in our not knowing, take one more breath. And then we'll rise our feet up, stepping on chi, bringing our feet together, raising the arms, thanking the arms. We've done a lot of good arm work today. Bending back, holding the breath briefly, and then pouring chi down, our bodies, allowing all this yummy chi to go exactly where it needs to go in this state of our transformation. Scooping chi forward and allowing the hands to come over the navel and breathing. Thank you for practicing with me today. Look forward to seeing you in the next lesson and teaching. Have a beautiful day.